Hello, hockey fans, and welcome into another episode of Central Intelligence. I'm the play-by-play voice of the Minot Minotauros, Ken Oda, getting you ready for the Central Division Finals. As Mark told you on last week's episode, the Bobcats were awaiting the winner of the 1-4 matchup between the Aberdeen Wings and the Minot Minotauros. Let's take a look at how that series wrapped up. The series continued on Thursday with the Aberdeen Wings holding a 2-0 advantage, needing just one win to advance to meet the Bobcats in the final. The Toros stayed alive in double overtime on Thursday night, a 3-2 victory in which Keenan Rancier's 69 saves set a new franchise record for Minot. Then, in Game 4 the next night, Blaine Warnert had a third-period hat trick to lead the Toros to a 4-2 victory and force a decisive Game 5 in Aberdeen on Sunday. The Wings held a 3-2 advantage late before Kyle Kukkonen scored to tie the game with just 28 seconds remaining, but with 19.5 seconds left in overtime, Kyle Gaffney was able to secure the win for the Aberdeen Wings, who survived the first-round matchup with Minot and meet the Bismarck Bobcats in the Central Division Final. Before we talk to the two teams that are playing for the Central Cup, let's hear from the team most recently eliminated, the Minot Minotauros. Peter Theodos is with goaltender Keenan Rancier.
Thanks, Ken. I'm here with Keenan Rancier, and Keenan, you got to play in your first Robertson Cup playoffs. What was that experience like?
It was really a fun experience, a good atmosphere being back in Aberdeen, being back here. I mean, nothing was better too than Game 5 in Aberdeen at the ODI Center. That place was wild. That's one of the coolest environments I've ever played in. But no, the Robbie Cups, it was definitely the best experience I've had.
You know, you played phenomenal all series long, but what adjustments did you make from game to game to game?
Really, it was just focused on Aberdeen's O-zone play, especially their face-off. They're a really good team especially in the O-zone face-off. So I'd say just constantly making adjustments on that. Me and Waz too, just the goalie coach is always going over film, figuring out how each player shoots, kind of their attacks and everything. So did a lot of time in video, a lot of time on the ice, just working on different skills. So every day is just working, we'll get a little bit better to know Aberdeen, I'd say.
You know, one of my favorite clips from that series was after the game-winning goal, the team's all celebrating out on mid-ice, and then here comes Keenan just slowly skating into the picture. What was your first feeling when you saw that puck go in the back of the net?
Just praise God, thanks God. That was such a blessing to happen. I mean, no, we were all dead. I thought we were going in triple overtime there, and no, even in the second overtime, I was shaky. Every puck that came off me, like rebounds were going everywhere. So yeah. I mean, it was just a relief when that was just a blessing. So no, very grateful for that.
Was that the longest game you've ever played in, and how tired were you after that game?
Yeah, well, last year we only got into just almost one overtime last year. So no, definitely 2 extra periods is the longest game I've been in, and I'd say even in between the first and second overtime, I was cramping and stuff, so just chugging back liquid IV and getting my legs shaking out and doing everything I can to just not let my body cramp up just so I could keep going.
You know, the Toros recently just had the supplemental draft. You were one of the Toros supplemental draft picks this past year. What would be your message to these draft picks and any future Toro about Minot and just the Toros in general?
I mean, yeah, I'd say just take advantage of the opportunity. It's a great place to play. You learn a lot here, develop your game a lot, and you get a lot of exposure. So I'd say just take in every moment and don't waste a day. Just try to get better every single day.
The rink staff just finished taking out the ice, so that concludes this hockey season here. What was your favorite memory from this year?
Favorite memory I'd say when we beat the Wilderness at home when we were on one of our 8-game skids during the season. I'd say as soon as we broke that, just the fans were going nuts. It was just like a wave going around the glass from all the people banging on it. I'd say that was one of the coolest memories I have here.
Well, Keenan, we really appreciate you coming back on the show. Once again, thank you for everything you did, and we wish you the best of luck in Mankato.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Back to you.
Thanks, Peter. And now let's hear from the overtime hero, Kyle Gaffney, who sits down with Jay Kleinknecht down in Aberdeen.
Thanks, Ken. For the Aberdeen Wings portion of Central Intelligence, we have a player joining us, Kyle Gaffney of Plymouth, Michigan. And Kyle, obviously a really tight, tough series against Minot. And they like Coach and I talked about earlier, playoff hockey is a whole different thing. And Minot really brought their best game and made it a heck of a 2-2, obviously tied going to Game 5. But even the games themselves, double overtime up there, overtime here. The games themselves were really, really tight, and again, congratulations to them for putting up one heck of a fight. But the Wings advance largely because of your goal there with 19 seconds left in overtime. Walk me through that goal. How did it kind of get set up, and then how did it feel?
Yeah, that was a great feeling. One I'll remember forever. But I think it was Nico made a great stretch pass to Randy, and then Randy was able to find me, and then I just kind of put it on net and was able to sneak it by.
Yeah. And I mean, like I mentioned with Coach, goaltending on both sides, just fantastic throughout the series. A real defensive battle in a lot of ways. But again, the Wings advance. You'll take on Bismarck. We'll talk about that in just a moment here too. But I wanted to talk with you a little bit about the awards that you were nominated for or given from the guys in this locker room. When I mentioned it with Spencer Schneider last week about how when guys that you go to battle with, so to speak, are the ones that vote for you for most improved and rookie of the year, both were given to you. That's got to feel pretty good, and got to be pretty important, I would imagine, to have that recognition from your teammates.
Yeah, definitely. Just having it from the teammates, that means a lot. And that could, both those awards could go to anyone.
Yeah.
But.
Humble as well. How about Bismarck? We've got them coming up, second round. Bismarck swept the Wilderness in 3 games, and they're going to be rested and ready for sure. What have you guys got to do to prepare for Bismarck coming up on Friday and Saturday?
Just watch some video, work on things we got to improve on in practice, and yeah, just be ready to go Friday.
All right, sounds good. Well, Kyle, I appreciate you coming on and doing our little portion here, I guess, of Central Intelligence. So again, thanks so much for joining me on the show here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You bet. All right, folks, we'll send it back to you, Ken. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jay. And now we head down to Bismarck to hear from Andrew Weiss, who sits down with the Bobcat captain.
Thanks. I'm here with Bobcat captain Austin Schwartz as Bismarck gets ready to take on the Aberdeen Wings this weekend in the Central Division Championship, a battle for the title. And obviously it's going to be a tough task to take on Aberdeen, but if anyone can do it, well, it's your Bobcats. What are you guys planning on, adjusting or working on to try to slow down Aberdeen and come home with 3 wins in 5 games?
Well, I think first and foremost, we're pretty excited right now. Just obviously playoff hockey and the atmospheres that we're going to get to play in. I mean, obviously the Ode is pretty awesome to play in. They have a great fan base, and obviously here too. So I think we're pretty excited in that standpoint, but I think just if we play our hockey and play the way that we can and just play good sound defense, everyone's clicking at all cylinders, I think we'll be good.
Now, the Bobcats coming off a 3-game sweep of the Minnesota Wilderness in round 1. Austin, what went well for you guys in that first round that really got you wins in all 3 games you were able to play?
Yeah, I think we kept it simple. We just played our hockey and got pucks in deep, and we went to work. We also took care of our D zone very well, and Corpy stood on his head in all 3 games, and so to have that ability and have all 4 lines clicking like we did, I think caused for some success, and we're looking forward to that this weekend.
Now, obviously, that's a big thing for the Bobcats going up against Aberdeen. You need to have that depth scoring throughout the lineup from lines 1 to line 4, even on the defensive side. Guys chipping in with goals. We saw that a lot against the Wilderness. How do you continue that against Aberdeen this weekend?
I just think we keep energy high. Practice has been good. Guys have been shooting pucks after and making sure that we're dialed for this weekend.
Now, obviously, this is the home stretch of the season in general. We've got big playoff games coming up. 2 games this weekend against the Aberdeen Wings, 2 games next weekend, and what could be the final home games of the season. What will be the final home games of the season for your guys? What has it meant for you to be playing these games in front of your crowd eventually when you get back here to Bismarck?
Yeah, it's been awesome 2 years. It's flown by, but to have the ability to have such a great fan base here and just have the ability to play here has been an amazing opportunity, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. So.
Bobcat captain Austin Schwartz, Bismarck getting ready to take on the Aberdeen Wings this weekend for the Central Division title. Should be a fun weekend. Back to you.
So, fans, you've heard from both teams that are getting ready to play for the Central Cup this weekend. Let's take a look at how the regular season matchup went between the Aberdeen Wings and the Bismarck Bobcats. So the Aberdeen Wings and Bismarck Bobcats will battle in the Central Division Finals, with the winner hoisting the Central Cup before going on to the Robertson Cup Final Four in Blaine, Minnesota. The Aberdeen Wings led the season series with an 11-1-0 record against the Bobcats. Jordan Randall's 9 goals and 8 assists led all scorers in the series. Cade Nielsen had 3 goals and 11 helpers for the Wings, and Peyton Matsui, 5 goals and 8 assists on his way to being the Wings' leading scorer on the year. For Bismarck, Lars Rodna's 4 goals was tied for the most of any scorer against the Wings this season. John Ziske had 2 goals and 2 assists, and George Grenis had 2 goals and 1 helper for the Cats against the Aberdeen Wings. That will do it for this week's episode of Central Intelligence. Once again, I'm Ken Oda. Hope you enjoyed the episode this week. We'll be back next week to catch you up on the Central Division Finals. Until then, let's take a look at last week's Plays of the Week.
Buchholz looks up top for Kroll. Kroll looking for a lane, doesn't have one, gives to Kincaid. Kincaid now looking for a lane, thinks he has one, save made, rebound, kick loose, Stibbe, turnaround, try, it's in! Toros win! Toros win and stay alive! Cade Stibbe with the game winner in double overtime.
Over to the far side, Matsui. Matsui into the corner, to the center, down in between the circles. Shot goal, DeVita! Power play goal for Nico DeVita as Matsui went around the side of the net.
Down low, Kroll. All down, Toros trying to clear. They hoist one ahead, it gets through, 2-on-1. Kukkonen has Warner with him. Kukkonen in, drag move, shot, save made, rebound, it's in! Blaine Warner, hat trick! Hat trick! Hat trick, Blaine Warner, the Toros lead 3-1.
Bouncing puck out to the blue line. Stender with the shot, it's blocked. Rebound picked up by Fraser. Shot goal! Rebound goal, I believe it was Cosentino who poked it in, and the Wings lead 2-0.
Toros control the draw. Kroll looking for a lane, doesn't have one. Quick shot, it's in! Toros tie it up!
Picked up by DeVita. 25 seconds until the horn. Passed over now to Gaffney. He shoots and scores! It's over with 19.5 left of the first overtime period. Sudden death. Boy, you got to give it to Minot though. Minot gave the Wings everything they could handle and then some.